Our first 100% live retro hunting episode. In this episode, we find retro video games, comics, 90s sealed collectibles, and even an 80s toy that nobody has been able to identify yet. All from one flea market. Let's get into it. What is up, Internet? I'm Retro. Thanks for hanging out for another episode of Retro Hunting. So obviously this flea market, they were moving. I got tipped off to a sale that they were having because they were moving 50 to 75% off most of their booths. And hey, if you love nostalgia, anything from retro video games, 80s and 90s toys and more, make sure to hit that subscribe button. So this first booth, I typically find some pretty good stuff. They have retro toys and games, but as you can see, they just had some DVDs, and they were basically just packed up trying to move over to the new location. So nothing there. This booth was 75% off. I don't think I got anything here. This was more or less just to show you some of the sale prices. So this is the first thing that we find of interest. It's these 90s Nickelodeon toys.
Okay, here's the plan. Start snapping.
Excitement is building over McDonald's Nickelodeon Tangle Happy Meal. Crazy creatures that connect to make a bigger, crazier creature. One toy in every Happy Meal you buy. If you and your friends collect all 8, who knows what you'll create?
I don't know. 90s Nickelodeon Tangle. I feel like I know almost everything from the 90s based on Nickelodeon stuff. I had never heard of that. But here's some more McDonald's toys. Just cool to see 90s toys sealed. Always cool to see that. And hey, Beetleborgs.
3 typical average kids love to read their comic strips. Got their wish and they became big bad Beetleborgs.
Pretty cool show. I don't think it was on too terribly long. Maybe 2 or 3 years. But that was cool to see. I remember that specific McDonald's toy, and they had 2, 3, 4 of these things. I ended up picking up one because I don't need 3 Beetleborg toys. So yeah, left them for somebody else. So we make our way over to this this other booth, and there's this Ziggy from the cartoon strip glass, and it's actually like a Pizza Inn promotional glass. It was what, 80 cents? No, $1. It was $1, and I should have got it, but I left it because I'm running out of room, man. I have a YouTube channel where I go flea market hunting and stuff. Okay, so at this point, this lady that runs the place is like, "Why are you filming?" And I tell her I do YouTube stuff, and she's super cool about it. And she's like, "Oh, cool." She actually starts asking me about the channel and things like that. So she was really cool. So moving on to some comics. I've never gotten into comics. I don't know. I just didn't read them. I played video games when I was a kid. I don't know. I didn't read comics, but this was actually really cool. This Atari ad from the early 80s. I don't know. You guys tell me, what do I need to be looking for with comics? I know generally, like if they're 20, 30 cent comics, they're pretty old. And then $1, they're probably mid 90s. Here's a cool Garfield trash can. I wanted the turtle one for so long. I remember a turtle trash can that I never got. So whatever. Parents. Okay, here's an Aladdin clock that is sealed from 1992. Just sitting there. Nobody picked it up. Nobody wanted this thing for $2.50, but your boy did. I picked that up real quick. Had the Walmart tag on it still, so that was cool. Here's some, I guess, Beanie Babies or something that I literally don't care about at all. So yeah. Okay, who remembers these? It's almost like kind of pinball-esque with, you flick the ball up and it bobbles all around. Probably like a Dollar Tree, dollar store kind of a game, but I remember those growing up at some point. Cool to see that, still sealed. And okay, here is the 80s toy that I was talking about at the beginning of the video. Soft, squishy, plasticky figure. I know what it is because I looked at the back of it, but I want to see if any of you guys know what this figure is. Guess down in the comments below. So our first look at some video games. They're mostly original Xbox 360. I should have bought that Blitz. I didn't know it's worth about 15, and they wanted, with the 75% off, they wanted like $4 or something. But I had my phone, I was recording with my phone, so I couldn't look up prices at the time. But I just have so much filler right now. Literally boxes of filler games like that SpongeBob game. I probably have 2 or 3 of those. You guys are gonna kill me. I didn't even look through everything. I looked through like the first 10, 15 games, and then I'm like, I don't care about any of this. There could have been gold in there, and there I am just walking away. So yeah, not interested. So this booth had some DVDs and VHS, and look at this, a sealed Rescuers VHS.
Mouse Scouts, bring in the bottle.
One of my favorite movies growing up. I just thought it's just so cool to see sealed stuff. Had the Target sticker on it still. I just love seeing, like, why nobody ever opened that up? Why? Open it. I wanted to open it right there, but I did not. Crappy DVDs galore. American Pie 2. Let's see what else is on here. I can't see because I'm moving so crazy. All right, whatever. So here are some G.I. Joe toys, and they're like repops from like 98, 99. I was born in 87, so at that point, by the time I was, 4 or 5 years old, G.I. Joe wasn't really as big as it used to be. So I never got into G.I. Joe, but I thought these were cool just to see boxed. I mean, there was, 6, 7 of these things. But yeah, pretty cool to see. Moving on to the next booth. They had these VHS I Love Lucy in these clamshells, really like hard clamshells too. Like I honestly was impressed by just like the material of these things because they only had like, 2 or 3 episodes on each one. I don't know who is collecting I Love Lucy VHSs, but I'm sure there's somebody out there that does. A whole box full of these things. I bet they would have made me a deal too, but I left those for sure. And then they had these tubs of like games and stuff, but I could tell they were moving, and I felt kind of weird opening them up. But I just let those be. Here's some VHS. The Rugrats one on top. I actually did pick up the classic Nickelodeon orange VHS. I had to get that. And then here is something that I didn't know about either, and it's called Zoids. So a couple days later after this, I find some Zoids toys at the Goodwill, and I put it on Instagram. And I say the same thing. I don't know what this is, and people are like, "Oh my gosh, Zoids is amazing! You need to pick those up." I didn't pick them up, but I learned more about Zoids, so that was pretty cool. Apparently, I see something, and I'm about to throw up. Okay. Oh, I guess I'm trying to get to these Land Before Time 75 VHSs. Why are there so many freaking Land Before Time movies? Like, enough is enough, people. So I do pick up the Nickelodeon VHS. Here's some old, maybe home movies. Hey, there's the original Land Before Time down there. I did watch that one. No hate on the original Land Before Time. So yeah, moving on. This is one of those things, like, in retrospect, I probably should have bought. Half off these cards. Brand new sealed RoboCop 2 and Dick Tracy cards. Pixel Game Squad, I'm sorry. I should have picked these up for y'all, but for $7.50 with the villain stickers inside. I looked these up on eBay later, and I knew they didn't have any value. It's just that those trading cards back in the day, you can't get rid of them, but it's still cool to see these. And you see me, I'm like, I'm gonna get these. No, I'm not. I put them back like twice, and then I'm like, I don't need these. I put them back, and I leave them. Okay, this booth is cool because it has toys that are older, late 70s, early 80s. You know, Barbie figures, board games, Lego stuff. There's actually one of the original Mr. Potato Heads right there. That was pretty cool. And then there's this Biotron robot thing from like the late 70s.
Now, from the world of the Micronauts, Time Traveler and Biotron, a walking robot you assemble yourself, each sold separately. Batteries for Biotron not included.
Man, they don't make toys like that anymore. Like, really cool figure. It was missing 2 pieces. That's why it was so cheap. Cool Star Trek jigsaw puzzle. Like the graphics on that box with Mr. Spock. Yeah, Dawn Fashion Show. Man, I would have so much fun for our Barbie Town. Oh man, what am I doing? I'm passing up on gold, people. Okay, this camera kind of caught my eye. I don't know what it was about it. The handle, maybe it was the handle. It was just like the aesthetics of it. I loved it so much. That I was like, I'm gonna take a picture of this bear with it. Okay, some Universal Studio Pogs sealed in a bag, 3 packs of them. Yes, please. Don't know what they look like or anything, but I had to pick those up. Duh. So here are some like mid 2000s Ninja Turtle stuff. You know, granted it is Bebop. He was one of my favorite bad dudes from the Turtles, but not interested in repops of Ninja Turtle stuff. OG Turtle stuff, yes, definitely. Here's some figures. There's a Gumby figure in there, or Gumby's horse. What's Gumby's horse's name? Y'all tell me down in the comments. And then you guys probably see here, my camera work is terrible, but here's a Batman kite. I believe 89. So, oh man, I don't know. I should have got this too, but I didn't. I put it back and carefully put it back, apparently. Oh man. Nerdburger, I don't know if you're watching or not, but I passed up on a weird Ronald McDonald figure from the 70s for, let's see, 75% off of $5.50. Oh, that's cheap. He was pretty gross though. Pretty dingy, pretty gross, and pretty weird hipped. Passed. All right, more comics that I don't know about. Oh, before we do that, about some golden books. I had this exact Aladdin golden book growing up as a kid. Oh man, the memes, all the memes. Here are some, looks like, I knew they were 80s. I could just tell by the way they looked that they were probably like mid 80s. What are those? I don't know what that is. Y'all tell me in the comments what those figures are. So as we move over to the inside of the booth, I finally find a magic slate. I've been looking for one of these forever. They have those memes that are like, this was my iPad when I was a kid. It's true. You know, you wrote on it with the little pen. The pen wasn't included, but as you can see, I'm testing. And then you lift up and then it goes away and you get to draw again. But this was $1. Roadrunner magic slate for $1. Had to pick it up. More friggin' comics. I don't know. I'm gonna be rich one day because y'all are gonna teach me about comics and I'm gonna learn what to look for. 40 cents. That seems like it'd be pretty old. I don't know. What is this one? Wrath. Y'all teach me. Teach me, please. By the way, we're listening to the Toe Jam and Earl soundtrack, one of my fave games. And then, hey, X Factor comics, Excalibur comics. It looks like all Marvel stuff. I look at it for a second, and then I realize I don't know what I'm doing again. You know, $3 a comic. I start to walk away, and then, well, I didn't know they were $1. That's the thing. I start to walk away and see the sign that says 75% off, and I'm like, well, I better go look again because it's cheap. And I slip back over to the comics and start looking at them and realize I'm an idiot. I still don't know what I'm looking for. So as you see, I'm like, okay, let me look at comics because I know what I'm doing. Wait a minute, I don't know what I'm doing. So I walk away. Goodbye, comics. Something I do know about, though, is basketball and baseball stuff. I collected the crap out of baseball stuff growing up as a kid. So many dollars of my allowance. Dollars of my allowance? What the crap? So much of my money as a kid went towards collecting baseball and basketball cards. So much. I was obsessed. There's Grant Hill there. I used to wear his Fila shoes because Fila was cool back in the day. I don't know if it is anymore, but I did. I collected so many baseball and basketball cards, and man, this guy had a crap ton. And then he also had a bunch of sealed baseball cards. Now, I'm pretty confident that most baseball cards from the mid-90s are basically firewood and worthless. I didn't look too much into it, but yeah, moved on from that and saw all these cool VHS. Always cool to see VHS. Let's see, there's a Lion King. There's triple Lion King. Oh,
it's starting to even look like a triple rainbow.
Didn't get any VHS from that. I think I'm pretty good on VHS at this point. But yeah, this is like almost all movies in this particular booth. But what I did see that caught some interest is this Batman Forever mug, because it looked so weird. It almost looked like it was like handmade or something. But no, it's like an official product from Applause. Batman Forever, Applause 95. I thought it was cool. I don't know what I would ever do with it, but I think they actually wanted like 30 for this thing. And then with the discount, you know, you're looking at 12, 15 bucks. I was like, I don't want that at all. But what I did want was this Snuggie. So much so that I bought that sucker and I wore out the freaking store. All right, so here I am checking out. Everything was $10. And then he's like, oh, you like video games, right? And I'm like, I do. Well, here's a random Star Fox game. Do you want it for $2? Yeah, I do. I want that Star Fox for $2. So I think I end up spending $12.39 with the Star Fox game for all the stuff I'm about to show you. So pretty sweet haul from this flea market. Here's one last pan. Goodbye, flea market. We'll see you at your new location shortly. Honestly, a pretty sweet trip to this flea market. We found all kinds of different stuff. Really an eclectic group of things that we not only saw, but also bought. Here's a recap of the things that we did buy. Got the Aladdin clock, got this weird 80s toy that nobody has been able to identify yet. If you know what it is, put it down in the comments. Well, what was your favorite thing that we found? Also, what are you guys finding when you're retro hunting? Tell me down in the comments. I love hearing the finds that you're getting while you're retro hunting. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, check out some of my other videos, and until next time, peace.